I never thought I'd be in a situation where I'd question whether someone could fake something as serious as cancer. But here I am telling a story that still makes me feel sick to my stomach every time I think about it. You see, Daniel and I had been together for 3 years. On the surface, we were that picture-perfect couple. Always smiling in photos, always getting compliments about how lucky we were to have found each other. But behind closed doors, things were completely different. Everything in the relationship revolved around him. His needs, his moods, his career, his ego. Somewhere along the way, I stopped existing as a person with my own wants and needs. And the breaking point wasn't even one big blow-up. It was just this quiet, exhausted realization that I had nothing left to give, and I didn't even recognize myself anymore. So, I ended it. I was calm, honest, and respectful. But I wasn't expecting him to be a complete mess. He cried, begged, made all kinds of promises, and when that didn't work, he tried guilt, but I stuck to it. I told him I needed to move on. 2 months went by, and I finally started feeling like myself again. I was seeing a therapist, reconnecting with friends I had pushed away, and actually enjoying my own company. Then, out of nowhere, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. The message claimed to be from Daniel's sister and said that he had been diagnosed with cancer. The text said testicular cancer stage 3 and that it had spread. He was starting chemo the next week, and apparently, he didn't want to tell me directly, but he still cared about me and thought I should know. At first, I didn't know what to do. No matter how badly things ended, I didn't want him to suffer. So I texted back, offered my support, and asked if there was anything I could do. A few days later, Daniel messaged me himself. He said he didn't want me to feel pressured to come back into his life, but that the diagnosis had made him realize how short life was, and how much he still loved me. I couldn't ignore him no matter how much my gut was telling me to. So, little by little, we started talking again. He sent pictures of himself at the hospital, looking pale and tired. He even sent a video of himself hooked up to an IV. He said the chemo was brutal, that he was nauseous all the time, and that his mom couldn't even look at him without crying. I felt terrible. I started bringing him groceries, cooking meals for him, and sitting with him when he said he was too weak to get out of bed. I didn't jump back into the relationship immediately, but emotionally, I was already halfway there. I still cared. I still wanted to believe that deep down, that he was a good person, going through the worst time of his life. But things started to feel off. One day, I noticed the label on his nausea medication had someone else's name on it. When I asked, he brushed it off and said it was his cousin's prescription and that the pharmacy had made a mistake. Then there was the fact that he never let me come into the hospital with him. Every time I offered, he had an excuse. Either the appointments were really short, or he said it would just be too emotionally overwhelming to have me there. My gut told me something wasn't right, so I called the hospital. I gave them his full name and birth date, pretending I was just trying to check when his next appointment was. The woman on the phone sounded confused, and then she told me that there was no patient under that name currently receiving treatment. I called 2 more hospitals just to be sure. Same answer. No record. No treatment. Nothing. The worst part is that when I confronted him, he didn't even try to come up with a good lie. He just broke down and admitted everything. He said he was afraid of losing me forever, and that he thought if I believed he was dying, I'd come back. He admitted to using an old IV photo from his cousin, borrowing someone else's meds for show, and lying to his own family about what was going on. I felt sick. Not just because of what he did, but because I almost fell for it completely. I cut him off permanently that night, blocked him, deleted everything, and even told his friends and family the whole truth. Looking back now, I realize how deeply manipulative it all was. How stupid it was of me to believe everything he said to me. I am telling this story not because I want pity, but because I want people to know what emotional manipulation can really look like. So, if something feels off, trust your instincts.